Hi everyone, it's Diane, and I'm here working on these lovely ladies' journals. They don't really have a theme, except they're developing a theme. Because of the images on the covers, I'm using a lot of vintage lady images and some floral images. So I was just working away here and thought I would turn the camera on and have a visit with you while I work. I don't have a lot of time to work today. But what I've done so far, and I started this yesterday, was I sewed lace on some of the edges of the pages, and in each signature I have done a fabric flip, used a lot of pieces of vintage sheets and some other fabrics too, and also just a little fabric strip on one edge with a little bit of lace. So that's done for all the signatures. So I don't need the book covers out here. Put them someplace safe so I don't lose them. So right now I'm just kind of decorating signatures. So I took this page, the front page, and put a glassine bag on it with a little piece of vintage music and an image from Mrs. Coggs, and I inked both of those, and I'm going to put this tag inside the little glassine bag. This is one of the napkin decoupage tags that we did in a previous video, and it has a dictionary page underneath the napkin, and I just tucked that in there. So now I'm working on one for this signature. I already have the pieces torn and inked, and I'm using this floral image. I'm not sure who this came from. I have a bunch of printed images that I need to use, so I pulled a bunch out, and hopefully I'll get to use a lot of them in this book. So I'm just going to glue down the music paper. I would have had more time to craft today. I was really hoping to make really good progress on these books, but it's my daughter's day off and we haven't had a good visit for a long time. So she came over here for lunch. We had a nice lunch and a nice visit. We watched an episode of Jeopardy together. So for her, I'll give up a day in my studio. And I'll put this tag inside. This was one of those really beautiful napkins. Well, all the napkins that I used on these tags and journaling cards were from Truly All Supplies on Etsy. I'm not leaving these as a tuck spot. I'm just gluing them down to the center of the page. I said I was going to try to keep these books a little more simple. So now that I've got the decoupage stuff done and the laces and fabrics sewn in, maybe things will proceed quickly. Better take this out. It is curved because of the decoupage, and it was pulling on the bag because the glue was still wet. So there's that. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to look for the botanical image. I have to relabel these. I had my they're not Copics, it's another alcohol marker brand. I had those in these cases, and then I decided to try putting my digital, or not digital, but my die cuts in here. So we're giving that a try, but they're still labeled with the marker colors. Spectrum Noir, that's what they were. So these are my florals. These are Tim Holtz Botanicals. Could be slightly larger if I have a larger one. Yeah, I can put that on as a little tuck spot here. This is a light color. This is Tim Holtz paper here, and this is a light gray, so you could write on that. But I'll put a little tuck spot there. I'll pick one out for this page before I put them all back. Kind of want it to go with that color. I can use that. I have this blue one, but it might be a little too small. Or a purple one, I mean. Yeah, we'll just do that one. Or that one. I like that one. I felt like that page needed something a little more colorful. And when that dries, something can be tucked in there. I showed my daughter the book covers that I was working on, and she said, they look like me. She said, they are so you. And then she said, are you keeping one? And I said, no. I've been keeping a lot of my journals lately, so she thought that I would want to keep this one. She said, not even that one, because she looks like you. Well, I am not that pretty. And my hair isn't that gorgeous, but I do have thick red hair. And yes, that is the one I would keep if I was going to keep one, but I'm not. But I love them. These are my style. Sometimes I don't know what my style is because I make so many different types of journals, but hopefully my style comes through on them anyway. Okay, what would I like to do next? I think on this page I will make a side pocket. Let's see what I have here. I've got these lace, scanned laces and things from Roxy Creations. This page is upside down, I think. Yep, I guess it doesn't matter. So I think I will just glue that on as a little side pocket. I would sew it, but I would have to get out of your view. And I'm chatting with you right now, so I'm just going to glue it. So I'm going to have my grandsons this weekend for the first part of the day while their mother's working. And Lego movie is out, so I don't know, it depends. I've got a lot of housework to catch up on because I've been on the go all week long. So I'm either going to stay home and catch up on housework while the boys do whatever they want to do, or I'll take them to see the Lego movie. We'll see how it goes. I bought the DVD for The House with a Clock in Its Walls, I watched that by myself while I was on vacation. And so the boys haven't seen it yet. So maybe I'll give them the choice. We can stay home and watch that, or we can go to the movies. I like the kids' movies, so I'm glad I have an excuse of taking my grandchildren. That is way too big. It's probably too big. These are all images from Rachel from Roxy Creations. When you buy her linen things, you get large pages, and you'll see them. I'm using them in the book. You get these like trim pages, and then you get these bonus miscellaneous ephemera. So you get lots of neat stuff when you purchase her kits. I can put that in there. I will ink that up later. It's printed on cardstock, so I don't need to sew it to paper or anything. I'm doing 2 books at a time, so I'm doing what I do to one signature, to one book, I do to the next book. I don't want to cover up these images. This one is only a little bit, so maybe I'll just put a pocket here instead of down the side. And I can use this piece. No, that doesn't have enough color. That'll work. I'll just have to trim it a little bit because it is too wide. This side is more curved, so I'm going to cut that side off. Okay. It rained all day yesterday, and it rained, no, was it yesterday? The day before it rained all day. And then it rained again last night, during the night. But today looks pretty nice. I should go out and take a walk. I haven't had a walk in a long time. Wondering what I'll put in there. It has to be something thin because the glue takes up some of that space, and these are narrow pages to begin with. I will find something. I don't have to find it right now. I have a lot of printable, the digital tags in my computer. I think I'd like to print some of them. Maybe I have some printed. Let me just look. I like to print a bunch of stuff, and then while I watch TV I cut it out, and I haven't sorted all of this stuff yet. And maybe I have some tags in here. Some of these aren't cut yet. Might be able to use those. I think I wanted to use these. Got some envelopes from TLC Creates Vintage. This is a bunch of labels. These are some of the labels that I bought and printed, and then I got that book full of real vintage ones that look like that. That is so cool. I love these. I don't remember who they came from, but I'm gonna keep those out. I might use them. These are from Nevermore Creations from Lindsay. So maybe I'll use some of those. They're like long, thin floral cards with a little greeting and there's little words on them and a little button. I have glue on my fingers, so I'm sure you can notice that. Lots of stuff in here. I could use that one for these books. These are gorgeous. There's a little tag. Some journaling cards. These books are small, so maybe these little tags would be good. Here's some bigger ones. This is kind of what I was looking for. Got some tabs. Yeah. These are what I want. Okay. I do have to get these things sorted so it's easier to find what I want. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. What I want to do with one of these is just take a tag and ink it and just clip it to a page. I think these are that shop that I can't pronounce. It starts with IR. I'm going to get my ink. If that's the right shop. She has a lot of shabby chic looking stuff. So does Country at Heart. So sometimes I forget which place I got them from. Aren't they pretty? They look like cross-stitch roses. I like just making journals where I can just use my stash and not have to try to go with a theme. Although there's a certain look I'm going for here, so there are things that I wouldn't use in these. Nothing too modern, bright. It will be feminine and vintage. That's the look I have here. I know it looks, they have a printed on reinforcer, but it's not a very heavy cardstock, so I'm going to add some of these reinforcements. And these are sticky, but I always add glue. Of course, I rubbed ink on these sheets of stickers and stamped a background stamp on them. Most of my seam binding is downstairs, so I can, because I'm cutting it and getting it ready to put some in the shop. The big spools that I bought. So if I have any pink, that's probably downstairs. I'm going to use white. Or that's a pretty color. I don't want to get too pinky with these because the covers are blue. The second set of books has pink, reddish, maroon covers. So I'll get more pinky with them, but these are blue covers. But there's no blue on these tags, so I'm going to go with this green. Does that make any sense at all, what I just said? It does in my mind. So I have two pieces of this, so I'm going to use these. Maybe I'll use the white for the next one. Got a lot of, like I said, I went through and got a lot of images of ladies and flowers. Took something like that in there. Don't know. Seems like maybe the glue came out a little too far. Not sure. Let's try this one. I guess I shouldn't have put glue right here. I should have left a little opening for the card to peek out there. That one will work. I'm gonna have to stitch that to some coffee dyed paper because it's just on thin paper. But I will do that later. How are we doing here? That one works a little better. Okay. I will probably stencil on this page. That fits nicely right in there. So I will clip something else to this one. I will sew that to copy dyed paper also, or glue it. And I'll probably put something on those paper clips. Like to have something on that page that can be journaled on. Ooh, that's just a little bit too wide. Or maybe it just barely fits. But I don't, it's too close. Can put that on. What else can I put on there? I've got these little index cards that are half size. They came in a package like that. I found them at Salvation Army, I think. I know that I've cut out a lot of these things. I'm not going to cut them out now while I'm on camera, but I wonder where they are, the ones that I already cut out. There's one. You can just add that. So yesterday, if you saw the videos from my excursion with my friend, and I should have said on that video that her husband, he's a farmer, and it's winter now. He doesn't have animals. He just has crops, I guess. He didn't have anything to do, and he wanted to go with us. He loves going to the flea markets and antique stores and stuff. So he was our chauffeur yesterday, so that was fun. But you saw the Valentines. They were children's Valentines, you know. I had already said previously that I didn't want any more Valentine stuff because it's hard for me, but these were just the children's Valentines that we exchanged in school. So I had bought a bunch of them and listed them right away because Valentine's was just a week away. Now it's only 6 days. So I appreciate you guys because every single bundle of Valentines that I listed is now sold. So that's really awesome and I really appreciate it. So I mailed most of them today. 2 more orders, the last 2 orders came in after I had already gone to the post office. So I will try to go tomorrow since it is so close to Valentine's Day. I don't normally go on Saturdays, but they're open until noon on Saturday. So I will try to get there tomorrow. And all the other stuff that I got from the antique stores yesterday, I will try to get listed as soon as I can. This one already has journaling lines. I don't need to do that. This is a page from, looks like a science book, Molecular Motion, it says. But it's not cracking or anything, but it is a very old page, and I want to make sure that it doesn't crack. So I'm going to reinforce it. Just looking for my scraps of the papers that I cut. Oh, let's see. This would be really cool on it, but this is from an old atlas, and I don't know how strong that is, so I better not use it. Maybe I'll just use that. I'm just going to cut this into a 1-inch strip. Gonna have to cover up part of that figure. That's too bad. And I'm just gonna put some tape on the edges. Well, maybe I can reinforce it in here. Yeah, then I won't have to cover up that figure. Good thinking, Diane. And I'll put a journaling card on this page. get off all that extra adhesive. Alright, what else can I do? I'm going to maybe just decorate a page with a botanical piece. This is a page from a book about the servants in the Victorian age. I used a lot of those pages so far, but I have a few left. That has more room on that page, so I'll use it there. Isn't that pretty? That's one of Rachel's scans of doilies. She used a very pale blue background. Let's see. It's a library card behind her, but you could write on that, but I probably wouldn't want to. I can put that right there. These are button cards, and I don't remember whose shop they came from, but they're just beautiful. I think it's a button card. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to look for another botanical image to glue down. These are the flowers that I cut out. I've got butterflies. You really need to label these to make it easier to find what I want. Okay. I left this one out. Okay. Some of these are Tsunami Rose, and some are, I think, the one whose name I can't pronounce. That one's pretty. That's gorgeous. Now, where do I need one? Oop, I've been at this for a while. Oh, let's see. What do I want there? Maybe I'll take one of these. It's a leftover piece from the Tim Holtz paper. I'll take one of these. See, I'm adding stuff again. Instead of keeping it simple, I'm adding a lot of stuff. Why do I do that? What do you guys think? If I left this plain, left this like that, you wouldn't be able to journal on it. Would you collage on it or put a picture or your own ephemera on it? Do you want me to leave pages that you can't journal on but you could glue stuff to? I really want to know. It would help me a lot to know that it's okay to leave a page. I have journals with pages that are like that you can't journal on, so I either glue stuff on them or I just leave them. Sometimes they're pretty and I just leave them the way they are. I wouldn't call this page pretty. So I'd really like to know what it is you would be looking for in a journal that you purchase. I don't think she'll fit in here. Nope. Don't stick it in there too far, it'll get stuck in the glue. All right. Oh, to do one over here. I feel like this page needs something, maybe some washi tape. I have some pretty shabby chicy washi tapes. Is that a word? Shabby chicy? Probably not. It's 5 o'clock already. I just remembered I pulled a bunch of my washi tapes. I'm gonna sell them in a washi de-stash. But I kind of forgot that I had done that. I've decided that, you know, I have to have a certain parameter for my supplies, and if I exceed the limit, don't have room for them, something has to go. So I pulled out a bunch of washi tape. This is a pretty, it's not exactly a doily. It might be just a piece of stationery. Someone had sent this to me, and it's torn right here. So I can cover it up with a little pretty rose. And make sure I put the rose in the right orientation. I have a lot of round doilies, but I don't have square or rectangle ones. And I wanted to use some square ones. I had that one small one that you saw in here, and then I had this piece. So I used them. I'm not going to go buy square doilies because I have enough other stuff. I want to put an image here. That one's pretty. This is from Rachel. What's the point in using the Tim Holtz paper if you completely cover it up, though? These pages are small, so I have to use small things so they don't get overpowered. That one's nice. I could put that on as a tuck spot. It is pretty. Oh yeah, I was looking at the time and thinking I need to end this pretty soon. Oops. Glue leaked out. These button cards are so pretty. I'll have to figure out where I got them and link the shop below. Alright, well, I guess I will end the video here, and I will be back at some point. I don't know when, but I will be back, I promise. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.